So ladies, if you're over 40 and think that you have to carry on your disempowering beliefs, your lifestyle, your weight, your debt, or all shame, or all the embarrassment of actually where life finds you right now, you don't. You can shed that disempowering identity in 3 simple steps. I Am Brazen Spirit is the place where I share the simple steps for moving you from where you are to where you want to be without feeling overwhelmed. Across all my platforms, I share the techniques and strategies that I used in order to show women that where you are now does not determine where you are going to end up. If you're new here and ready to start your own brazen journey, don't forget to click subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also go down in the comments bit below and put hashtag I Am Brazen, and also subscribe to my newsletter where every week you will get information where I share techniques and strategies to help you live your own brazen life and ignite your brazen spirit. How do I know it's possible? Because I did it. Today, 2023, I am 47 years old. At the age of 41, I was 30 pounds overweight. I was swimming in debt, so much so I didn't even opening letters or answering the telephone because someone's been asking me for money. I had high blood pressure, that of a 60 or 70-year-old. I was feeling sad. I was probably a little bit depressed, and I just was not enjoying my life at all. Fast forward 5 years later, I'm sitting here in front of you. I have cleared all my debt. I am 30 pounds lighter, and I've kept it off for the last 4 years. I've started my own business. I'm sitting here in front of you, and I have just done a whole total identity change about who I am and who I believe I show up as every day. Has been a huge, huge transformation. I want to share with you what I actually did from that moment where I was like, shit, how the hell did I get here to I'm living my brazen life. Stick with me. Let me show you the 3 steps that I used and discovered that helped me go from where I was to where I wanted to be. Make sure you stay to the end of the video where I share the first step I want you to take to make sure you are taking action on your own brazen journey. It's not just about watching the video and thinking, yeah, that makes sense. It's about taking action and really committing to actually moving towards who you want to become. Okay? So let's go. In order for you to get to where you want to be, the person that you are now has to completely change. You can't go going towards what you want in the same mindset, the same behaviors, the same habits that got you to where you are now. So how did I move from that person at the age of 41 to the person you see right now? It started off with being really clear about who I wanted to become. And at that time, like I said, my mindset was not the greatest, so I didn't even really know who I wanted to become. All I really needed to know at that time was what I did not want. Let me take you for my example. My main thing at the beginning of my journey was my weight. I knew that I did not want to be 30 pounds heavier. I did not want the back pain and the knee pain and the foot pain that I was enduring by carrying these extra pounds. I'm only 5'2". Well, I was going to say I'm actually 5'1", but I like to say 2 anyway. But I was too heavy for my actual frame, and I was in pain. I did not want that pain. So I knew that when I thought about and imagined the person that I wanted to be, the questions I asked myself was, what would be, if someone who was 30 pounds lighter than me, what would be their priorities in life? What would she put as her main top things that is not just a should do, it's a must do? How does she spend her time? Does she sit down and watch Netflix and eat ice cream and eat cheesecake, which is my thing to go to? How does she spend her time? How does she look after herself? Is she someone that doesn't really care about what she looks like? Is she someone that takes pride in herself? How does she look after herself? How does she feel about herself? Start to write down, actually, how would this person that you want to be in the future, how would she feel about herself? She'd feel confident, she'd feel sexy, she'll feel optimistic, all those kind of positive words. Even though you're not feeling how that person is feeling right now, think about how she would feel about herself. Think about, going back to my thing, which was the main thing about my weight, what would she eat? Make a list. It ain't really brain science or not brain science. It ain't really, what is the word? Rocket science to think about what that person in the future who is 30 pounds lighter than me would eat. She's not going to be eating the same things that I'm going to be eating, or she might eat them, but not in the abundance of how I'm eating it where it got to the stage I am now. What would she eat? How would she think? Would she, like, I go back, before I had my panic attack and decided enough was enough, my thoughts were not kind. The things that I would say and think to myself were things that I would be mortified or embarrassed to admit to anyone that I was thinking. Things that I would never say to anybody else, but I would quite happily and comfortably think to myself and say about myself. How would she think about herself? What would she, even if negative things came up in her mind, how would she combat that? You know, if bad experiences happen to her, how would she deal with that? How would she reframe that experience? Think about and write a kind of list, all those things about how would this person prioritize their lives, spend their time, look after themselves, feel about themselves. What would they eat? What would they consume? And how would she think? I wrote down all the positive attributes to the new identity that I wanted to be. Even if they were so far removed from actually where I was right now, I needed to see what the difference in terms of how I was experiencing life and how she was experiencing life. Listen, I wanted that. Why would I want what I want right now that was making me feel sad, sick, resentful? I wanted what she wanted, okay? I wanted what she had. So for example, after I put all those things together, that attribute, I came to a understanding in terms of the core things that she needed to be or I needed to be in the future. And that was to be healthy, to be financially stable, to be loving, and to stop smoking. All of that. Those were my starting points. I didn't try to make it into something that was really big, overwhelming, just 4 starting points about this is what my new identity would need to be. And then I was like, okay, now what? But the key thing, and this is where my brazen process of believe it, plan it, live it is, once I got clear on paper who I wanted to become, I actually started to believe that it could be possible. I actually started to think that actually a few tweaks, a few changes, which they would be major changes, but I started to believe that this is actually possible. I don't have to stay where I am right now. I can actually do something that can make me work towards where I want to believe. I just needed to plan it. So that after I got the belief about who I wanted to be and how I could become her, it was now time for planning. So I got to planning. Before we get any further, please let me know in the comments below, what part of your current identity are you ready to shed and who do you want to become in the future? Let me know in the comments below and then put hashtag #IamBrazen to let me know you are ready to start your journey. All the positive attributes to the person that I wanted to identify with. I then thought about what she would need and how those attributes would show up in her daily life. Because it's one thing saying, yeah, I need to be healthy. What does that look like? Or yeah, I need to be financially stable. What does that look like? What does that look like in real life in terms of what does it look like day to day, weekly, monthly, yearly? How are we going to actually put those things into our daily practice? So, for example, for me, in terms of my journey, I knew that she had to stop smoking. That was you had to stop smoking. If I wanted to be healthy and live long and kind of back down a lot of my health problems that I was having, smoking had to go. I had to work out regularly because I had 30 freaking pounds to lose. 30 pounds. I had to have a empowering morning routine. I had to able to incorporate the losing weight and the working out regularly. I had to look at my routines in the day, especially in the morning, of what would that do, what do I need to do to empower my mornings to make my days even better. I had to write down things, so I had to start journaling in terms of how I was feeling, journaling in terms of getting those emotions that I'd been carrying for 41 years, or not even 41 years, say the last 10 years leading to my 41, of how I was feeling. I had to unburden myself. I had to research, I had to read, I had to find techniques and strategies and ways that the experts say how I can move and change from where I was to where I wanted to be. I didn't know where to start, and but I knew I wasn't having to invent the wheel, because there's millions of books, there's millions of YouTube videos, there's millions of courses. The information was out there. I just had to start looking. I had to make time to give myself some self-care. I had to actually think about how I was treating myself, and that went hand in hand with journaling and understanding what I was saying to myself, understanding the questions that I was asking myself. I really had to think about how I was taking time to love myself. I really understood where I was putting myself in the pecking order of my family, where I was giving my all to my husband and my children, but I was actually pouring from an empty cup. So it's about how I could resolve the feeling of not feeling like I'm being selfish when I'm saying, whoa, this is my time. I need to fill my cup before I can give you guys anything else. And doing that in a loving way, without the mum guilt, without the wife guilt, without even the work commitment guilt, just having to really make sure I gave myself some self-care. And I started to really pay attention to how I was looking after my skin, because my skin was just breaking out, and I knew that my emotions kind of always show on my skin. So even when that time of the month, my hormones are out of whack, my skin breaks out. How can I be 41 and still have acne and still, what was that about? There was lots of things, lots of cleansing to do, both internally, in my body function, internally, in my mindset, internally, in my heart, lots of things I had to cleanse. So I had a list. So I had two lists. So the list of all the attributes of who she would be, and a list of all the things that actually she would do. So, but now I had to figure out how in my current mindset and situation I would go about doing all of those things, because then it started to get a bit overwhelming, like, oh, okay, so I believe I can do it. I kind of know what I want to actually plan to do. How the hell am I going to actually incorporate into the day-to-day living of me, of how I live my life? And I'll be honest, that was the hard part. Working out how, with all the new information that I knew of how to live the best life I'm going to live, and how I'm going to shed this identity and create a new identity. I knew who she wanted to be. I was motivated. I believed. I knew what the plan was, just to try and integrate it into how I was living my life on a day-to-day basis at that time was quite hard. But you know what? Taking the first action is the first thing that can really start the catalyst for that change. And I just made a decision, start with one thing. Now, bear in mind, I had my panic attack, midlife crisis, flipping oh shit moment at the age of 41. I am now 47 this year, and I still have a way to go, because as you move out of that comfort zone of that old identity into that new identity, you start to get really excited and start to think, what more can I do? How more can I push it? So I'm still always evolving. So change is an evolution that actually never really stops. But I do understand how sometimes it can be hard, and you have to be graceful with yourself, knowing that it takes time. There's going to be times during that journey, just like I did, where you fell off and you did sometimes think you were going to quit and it was too hard. But once you realize and think and reflect on, do you want to live and experience life in the way that is bringing you pain, or do you want to work towards the pleasure? It becomes a no-brainer. I know change is not easy. It's not. We can lose motivation, we can get sidetracked, we can start doubting ourselves. Other people around us can actually make us start doubting ourselves. However, I keep saying, no one's coming to save you. So if you're thinking that tomorrow I might do that, or yes, next week I'll start this, next week is never coming if you are not the person that is determining what your deadline is for what you want to become and who you want to become. So all you want to do is get clear about who you want to become, write down all the things that she would believe and she would act on and she would have. Start making a plan as to how that might integrate into your life, and then start actioning your plan. So at the top of the video, I said I will let you know what the first thing you can do if you are unsure of who you want to become, but you know you're fed up of how you are living and showing up in the world today. Download my free values workbook down below. Check the information box below, where this will give you an idea and start you on your own brazen journey from where you are to where you want to be. It's free and it's easy to complete, and you will have so many aha moments in terms of what you are capable of, and that you have the power to become who you desire to become. It's all in your hands. That's it for now from me. I'm so glad that you stayed with me through the whole of the journey, and I can't wait to hear how you're getting on in your own Believe It, Plan It, living process. Please drop a comment below and let me know how you're getting on. Let me know what part of my story and this video resonated with you. Let me know what you're struggling with as well. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and subscribe to my newsletter, where I share all my strategies, techniques, and just sneak peeks behind the scenes of what I'm getting on with in life. So as always, be brazen and be kind, especially to yourself. Have you noticed anything? I have got new teeth. Well, I haven't got new teeth. My Smile Direct journey has finished. And I just wanted to, a reason why I wanted to say this, I'm now smiling. I got to really kind of learn to smile again, because I have had, my teeth has been messed up for so long. But what I want to say about that is, I made videos. I've only made 2 videos since my teeth journey has finished. But I was making videos when my teeth were not good. I mean, it took me so long to actually get onto the video and get on and make a video, even though I know I was so conscious about my teeth. But my point is, you do not have to be ready to take action. If I had let my teeth be the barrier for me getting in front of you guys and starting to make videos and stuff, this would have been probably my first video, and I would have not been able to do much more things if I had made the situation that I was really conscious about actually hold me back. So although I can sit here now and smile and say the final bit of my whole identity transformation has been done, because my teeth are now straight, and I'll put in hopefully a clip of what my teeth look like from one of my other videos. The fact is, even with my teeth like that, I still showed up. So no matter what your excuse is, and no matter what you're saying is, when I do this, or when this happens, or when I get this, or when I, stop waiting for the when I. Show up and do it, because if you keep waiting, the thing you're waiting for to change may never change. Just take the first action towards what you want to do, and eventually the rest will follow. Smile! I really gotta figure out how to smile again, because I'm so used to smiling like that. Okay, over and out. I'm definitely finished now because you're probably getting really bored and I need to sort out my day. Bye.